Well, I continue to struggle with what my computer, what the software, what Streamlabs can do. I don't know. Maybe I got to switch back to just OBS. That might be the eventual solution to this, but trying to test the capabilities of everything, and not great when you're got a severe thunderstorm outbreak going on that we've got to be watching. So not the best timing there for these things to happen. But I guess we'll learn. But that sucks. Can't this dang thing can't do this, and it's frustrating. But we'll learn, and we'll keep on moving on, and we'll try to get it right. But there's just some things that this program just is not liking completely. All right, so we've got two severe thunderstorm warnings out at this point. And we've got this one for southeastern Davison County, southwestern McCook, Hanson County, and Hutchinson County until 1:45, so about a half hour from now. This thunderstorm is located along a line from near Parkston to 8 miles northeast of Kaler to Scotland, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. 75 or 70 mile per hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. This is radar indicated. Expect considerable tree damage. Damage is likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. The severe thunderstorm will be near Menno, Ethan, Milltown around 1:15, and Clayton at 1:20. And other locations include Alexandria, Bridgewater, Emery, Fulton, Spencer in McCook County, and Farmer. Also, don't forget tornado watch remains in effect until 6 p.m. Central Time. So just some hail and some stronger winds associated with this. So as these storms begin to approach your area, so we're coming up to Salem, Fulton, Spencer, Alexandria, Bridgewater maybe. So coming up on I-90 in South Dakota, these storms are now crossing that region. Here we get a little bit of a look at them. Some construction going on in there, but this is just by Montrose on I-90. And yeah, a little bit of a spin up in there, just north of Spencer. Just north of Spencer, maybe just a little bit of rotation in there, and that area is moving north at about 50. So we'll have to kind of watch that as it moves maybe just west of Canova, coming up on Villas and Howard and Roswell. But we've got some strong winds back behind this in the main storm area, in the main warned area here. where we've got 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts within this, and that's heading to the north-northeast. But then just north of that, you might have a little bit of something going on there when it comes to some rotation. So here we go, folks. We might have something to keep a watch out for here over the next few minutes as these move north-northeast. So this is north or west-northwest of Sioux Falls, just north of Spencer. We're watching maybe a couple of areas that just need to be bared watching at this point. So, yep, there's a lot of other guys out there. There's been watching some, let's see here. Come on. I've got Will Rorick down somewhere down there. Not quite sure where he's currently at, but he's kind of the guy that every once in a while will pop on, and we'll have his live stream on. Watching a number of storm chasers right through the old YouTube, and just checking out to see what it is that they're seeing to help kind of keep me informed as well. And then, as always, I always have somebody texting me, it seems like. But we've got this area coming up to Alexandria, Emory, Bridgewater, coming up to I-90, just west of Sioux Falls, and then just maybe an area that bears watching here, west-northwest of Salem. A little bit of some, a couple of areas actually a rotation showing up in through here. Nothing too tight at this point, but we need to just the way this afternoon is expected to go. We gotta be ready for some things. Okay. As always, let me know where you're watching from. I do appreciate you coming on and taking a watch as we continue to keep up on this throughout the evening hours, afternoon and to the evening hours. It's going to be a long day, that's for sure. We've got a long day ahead of us, a lot of things to watch here. But right now, our main area that we are watching is this area just west of Sioux Falls. Yeah, there's numerous areas of rotation now beginning to show up in there. So it's a little similar to last night as we were watching these storms. If you remember last night, those were kind of moving back to the west a little bit while these were making that left turn and punching out to the east and northeast. And then you kind of had a zone right in between where there was the possibility of some rotation. And that's almost looks like that's what's going on. And there we go. And there's our first tornado warning. And the Weather Service now has issued this tornado warning just south of Unityville because of that rotation in there that we were watching. Southwest Lake County in east central South Dakota, southeastern Minor County, and northwest McCook. At 1:20, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Spencer in McCook County, or 19 miles northwest of Lake Vermilion State Recreation Area. Moving to the north at 35, this is radar indicated rotation. This dangerous storm will be near Canova around 135. So make sure you're taking cover. Go to a basement or an interior part of your lowest, or into your room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows if you are outdoors or in a mobile home or in a vehicle. Make sure to move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. So we're watching this area coming up on Unityville right now. So Unityville coming up on Canova. We were watching that just a little bit here before it happened. We watched that. That area begin to show some rotation, and sure enough, it's looking tighter. Unityville, up east of Canova, and up through Winfred as well. Eventually, these storms are moving to the northeast, northeast at about 35 miles per hour. So we've got our first tornado warning being issued. And, really within this line, there might be a couple of other threats in there that we'll need to keep an eye on, even this area kind of south of Canova. But right now, yeah, that's a good little couplet there. Nothing showing up on the correlation coefficient. Hey, I can say it now because I got some rest. Last night I couldn't. But wow, that's tightened up. That is tightened up. So here we've got the inflow notch coming in through there, and the outflow wrapping in behind it and punching that warm, drier air out to the north and east, and right within that, right in through here, is kind of the area that needs to be watched as that approaches Unityville. So make sure you're taking cover. Get into the lowest part of an interior building, or a good building. Make sure it's a good building, and not an outbuilding. And what an outbuilding, I mean not a Quonset, not a shed. Make sure you get into a good home, a good structured building. Not even, not even stores sometimes. I mean, they're better than being outside, but it seems like you always see things that happen to grocery stores at points too. So just make sure you're in a good building, and on the lowest floor and interior part of that building. Trying to check around on, just see if we can see anything on any kind of video out there. Everybody's covering it today. Everybody wants to be in on the action today. You know who wasn't on the action last night? Just me. I was the only one up late last night watching this stuff for you on the YouTube and on Facebook and on the book face as those storms developed into and pushed into southwestern Minnesota. But anyway, I digress. Coming up to Unityville here, this is the area that needs to be watched. Also, boy, it looks like another area just west of Unityville as well, as we're getting a couple of different areas that need to be watched just within that tornado warned area. That's an interesting scenario there. So Unityville, east of Canova, eventually coming up to Winfred. So it looks like there is a Baptist church, a Sun Prairie Baptist church, Center baseball field coming up to Lake Henry, waterfowl production area, area lake. And then, as I said, eventually maybe at some point Winfred. So kind of crossing US Highway 81. Eventually, this is US 81 right here, running just west of Winfred. But a number of areas south of Unityville, over Unityville possibly, and then just even this area up in Canova, some areas that look to have some form of rotation with them. And then even as you go northwest of there, south of Carthage, a little more broader area, some turbulence in there. So it's picking up something. It's very turbulent in there. That's what all these red markings are showing. So a number of areas to be watched here, out kind of ahead of that southern line, that big line that's eventually going to turn the corner and move to the northwest throughout time here. But this is our area to watch as we continue here over the next few minutes. South of Unityville, right over Unityville, maybe even another area up at Canova. All these areas moving to the northeast at about 35 miles per hour. Now, the bad thing about some of these would be that they're going to be kind of in the thick of the rain. So you might not even see them coming, or you're going to get through some of those rainy areas in through here, and then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, you're going to hear a little rumble. So just be mindful, be in your safe spot. Be in your safe spot as these areas continue to move to the north and east, and you never know the way these are looking, what could drop a tornado at this point, anywhere within this line, anywhere within that tornado warned area. With that said, it looks like this area, just kind of Unityville and just eastward, is probably the main concern at this point. So this is just northwest of Salem, just northwest of Salem. And a couple of areas of rotation showing up in there, and then we also have this one just kind of near Canova at this point. So kind of we got two areas within the same storm, or within the same tornado warmed area that definitely bear watching. Here you can see there's a little bit of an inflow notch here. This poking out, outflow, rear flank downdraft pushing out. And so this is where we're getting that rotation. In the meantime, you've got something here that almost wants to show some promise all by itself, but we've got our first tornado warnings now issued here for the what's going to be expected to be a long afternoon and evening. So let's see here. I'll take a look around and see if I can't find any interesting videos. Here's just north of Salem, looking south. You could see kind of make out kind of a shelf cloud in through there. Really hard to pick out, I guess, if If I was concerned about any area, maybe just kind of within here would be maybe the area to watch if there was anything just at least showing up on this one. But this is looking south towards that storm. That is basically moving north towards this area. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this particular. We'll have to keep an eye on this particular road cam as these storms continue to move north. We also have Madison, or Lake Madison. This is Lake Madison. The skies are graying up there, obviously. So again, just north of there. Expected to possibly these storms moving into that area. Just north of these tornado-warned storms. So we still got this decent couplet just sort of east southeast of Unityville, just north of Salem, about to cross 81. The good thing is we have a lot of rain out ahead of this that might at some point impede some of the rotation associated with that. And so hopefully that becomes the case. But then you also have an area just kind of in the northeast of Canova as well that bears watching along with this. Some strong winds being pulled into this, so it's quite a setup here. And then we've got, I guess, what I would maybe consider this, almost the main area that will be bearing watching within this whole region as it continues to move to the northeast throughout the afternoon and evening hours. But we're watching this area, this tornado warning. Moving northeast at about 25 miles per hour. Radar indicated until 1:30. No, not 1:30. Until 1:45. 10 more minutes, and we'll see what they wind up doing with this tornado warning here at this point. So this is north of Salem, kind of northwest of Sioux Falls, coming up on Highway 81. We've had a number of areas of rotation in there, and it would probably still bear some watching. In fact, you got this area kind of southeast of Howard now. You've got a little bit of an inflow notch and maybe the rear flank downdraft pushing northward here. So another little couplet there. And this is kind of how the afternoon is going to go. Where these storms just they're going to be moving so fast, and you have these ripples within these storms, within these lines, and at any point they could be producing a tornado. So that's how this afternoon is going to go. That's how the rest of today is going to go. And so that's where we're thinking. Just take shelter when these storms come, because you just never know when something stronger than what is in the warning is going to hit. St. Cloud. Yeah, let's go over to the map here. I think, at some point, it's looking closer to probably after 6, maybe closer to 8 p.m. tonight that these storms would roll through. I don't perceive them breaking up, I guess, just because there is so much juice in the atmosphere. So I think at some point, after 6 p.m., maybe closer to 7 or 8 p.m., these storms are going to be running through. And there's just so much moisture to work with, and we've got strong southerly winds, a southerly jet, low-level jet that sets up in through there. As we take a look at the 850 millibar, And once we get to about 5, 6 o'clock, and you can see how strong those winds are at 850 at a southeasterly direction. Then of course you go up to 500 millibars, and you've got some strong southwesterly winds nosing in. So I think no, I think the potential would be for St. Cloud somewhere after 6 is when you're going to really need to be starting to take a look at those storms approaching your area. You can see the significant tornado parameter and the 3-kilometer NAM here here in east central or east central southeastern South Dakota, and then really lights up into purple in the oranges and the reds up into the I-94 corridor, kind of south and east of Alex, and then that stronger area continues to move to the north. Now, as we look at the HRRR, which updates a little more often, and you can see they're actually a little more vigorous with that significant tornado parameter as it moves maybe a little bit further north, a little bit quicker. So those parameters are a little bit further west than what the 3-kilometer NAM is showing. And I guess I tend to believe this a little more at this point, that anywhere, probably Sioux Falls and southward and east will have the potential for seeing some strong damaging winds and tornadoes. And then you can see that area continues to move north throughout the evening hours. Well, we got about 5, 6 more minutes for this tornado warn area to either expire or they will update it. So we'll keep an eye on it. Let's see here. 145. Let's see, southwest of Lake Herman State Park, moving northeast at about 25. So continue to watch this area. Now just south of Winfred. It looks like that area by Unityville is maybe getting washed out by some of these areas of heavy storms that were just out ahead of that. A little bit of rotation still in there, but the tighter stuff now looks just south of Winfred. See just a little notch in there, and just maybe some warm outflow boundary winds pushing and nudging that area to the northeast. So continue to watch this area just south of Winfred at this point. Oh, a lot of things to watch here this evening, so I'll just kind of let you keep an eye on the radar here. And the Storms Prediction Center says tornado potential is increasing across that Weather Watch 292. Discrete cells developed ahead of a line cluster storm across eastern South Dakota. Within the bands of convection, semi-discrete structures are also noted. Activity will be shifting east-northeast into a rapidly destabilizing low-level environment with surface dew points in the upper 60s. The VAD profiler from Sioux Falls has improved, even from a few hours ago, which we should take a look at. Yeah, some sort of curving there on the Sioux Falls radar. We'll let it update here. There's the latest profile from the Sioux Falls radar, and you can see some decent southeasterly winds, a bit of a curved hodograph, and that's expected to continue to increase here over the next hour as these storms continue to push in, and these winds begin to increase down in the lowest levels of the atmosphere. So these will likely be bulging outward here within the next hour or two, to where that hodograph will look even more curved as we go through time. So watching this area, just this is the main kind of just south of Winfred, looking a little more washed out, a little more broad in nature at this point. So that's a good thing. Maybe not, we'll see if they wind up issuing anything or not, but my guess would be they won't. However, as this line continues to move to the north and east, we'll just have to watch this. I mean, really, at any point, some of these could quickly spin up as they move to the northeast throughout the afternoon and evening hours. Thanks everybody for, I guess, tuning in here with me this afternoon. Well, we've been watching now these storms here for just a little, not quite an hour, and we're going to be watching these throughout the night. I've got watching multiple storm chasers on YouTube and watching feeds on Twitter. So that's why my neck is cranking this way, as I'm looking at trying to see what kind of other information is out there. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of videos of just very fast cloud movement, low hanging clouds. So this is obviously the right environment. Interesting to watch some of these streams and updates that people are showing. These storms are moving quickly. I mean, there's so much movement to these. We've got 500 millibar jet screaming at about 100 miles an hour. And just off the kilometer off the ground, we're talking wind gusts or speeds of 50 miles per hour or greater. There's a lot of storm movement. There's a lot of cloud movement with these, so they're going to be interesting to watch, to say the least. Again, if anybody's got any pictures, if anybody's out there, and if you are able to safely do so, go ahead and just send me, tag me on a tweet, Region WX, and we'll show it up here. We've got let's keep this a collaborative effort. Let's you help me and I'll help you by getting that information out there, and that way we can kind of show people what to expect and what's coming downstream with some of these storms. And there you got it. We got that tornado warning did basically kind of wash out at this point. We've got maybe just a little broader area of rotation north of Winfred right now that we'd be watching. So that area would be coming up on Ramona and Sinai and Nunda. But anywhere within here at this point, just, you know, has the potential here in the early parts of the afternoon. You know, anywhere within here, just at this point, that's probably the main areas to watch here through the next half hour to hour. In fact, we'll draw that a little further north, in fact, and bring it down in through here. That's kind of the area to watch here over the next half hour as far as where we could get any kind of spin-ups that could happen quickly. Oh, and there it is. There's the next tornado warning. So just between Montrose and Salem, tornado warning for Lake County and eastern McCook until 2:15 p.m. At 1:48, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 7 miles southwest of Orland or 13 miles southwest of Lake Herman State Park, moving north at 55 miles per hour. So these things are moving fast. We got to be ready to take cover as soon as you can. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught outside without shelter. This dangerous storm will be near Lake Herman State Park and Winfred around 2 p.m. Central Time and Madison at 2:05. So other locations include Ramona and Nunda. We just kind of got done talking about some of these, and then we still got maybe this area just north of Winfred here that just hasn't quite given up the ghost as well. But, you know, we've talked about now recently, you've got these kinks. You got the kinks. In that's where we get the spin-ups, guys. There's where we get the spin-ups. Right in through there. So those are the areas that bear watching at this point. Just northwest of Montrose. And actually, this area further north looks even more promising than that one. Yeah. You kind of got an area. Yeah, this whole area looks very suspect at this point in time as well. Just southwest of Ramona. And then you have this area northwest of Montrose. All areas that need to be watched at this point, as some tight rotations showing up in there. So this is Lake Madison, one of the. This is looking just, I believe, south. Minx, don't you have anything better to do? I know I do. So this that video I showed was just south of Madison. This is at Lake Madison. You can sure tell, I mean, watch the clouds and how quickly they are moving from west to east, the way it's looking. There's just so much turbulence in the atmosphere. There's so much going on. So we're gonna continue to watch this Lake Madison cam here over the next half hour or so, as a couple of areas of rotation showing up with this. We've got this northwest of Montrose, and then this area just southwest of Ramona as well. Boy, and you just even maybe a little bit around that Hetland area west of Arlington. So, in dangerous situation with these, at any point, we're getting these spin ups as these continue to move to the north and eastward throughout the afternoon here. So, just use caution here as these storms move into your area. They're about to cross I-29 north of Sioux Falls, and then you got this area southwest of Sioux Falls that's going to be running into Sioux Falls here shortly. Now, at this point, there's nothing showing up to be severe with those. All the real nasty stuff right now is to the north and west of Sioux Falls, and so that'll continue here over the next hour, as the worst stuff right now at this point continues to be these areas to the northwest of Sioux Falls. We've got these kinks, in through all along this area here, and at any point when we're talking about these kinks, that's when we can have a brief little spin up that can occur. So just be mindful as these storms move in, and make sure you're in the interior, a good sturdy building in the lowest floor, interior part of the building. Make sure it's a good sturdy building, not some Quonset or something like that. Stay away from windows. Mobile homes obviously are dangerous, as well as vehicles. Well, when will it hit Fargo? You know what? The thing about Fargo is, the storms will move into Fargo. You'll probably see some rain and some thunder, but it's looking more and more likely that the severe stuff, at least, will probably stay to the south and east of Fargo. The real nasty stuff. You might have something that produces a little bit of hail and maybe 60-mile-per-hour winds, but if this moves a little bit further west, then Fargo is a little more in the crosshairs. But at this point, it's going to be close. I think it's the worst is just going to miss Fargo. Well, here's the problem, Manx. More people now watching. You've got these other guys out there that's what they do, is they storm chase online, basically, and because they go after the headlines and they go after the storms, and that's what people follow. They follow them because they follow the storms and the severe stuff no matter where they're at. And so I think a lot of people are more than likely tuning into them, which is unfortunate, just because guess who was on last night? Guess who the only one was on last night watching these storms as they ran through Sioux Falls and southwestern parts of Minnesota? That was me. So I'm sticking with the Dakotas and Minnesota, because this is where we live, this is where we work, right? So that's the unfortunate part. Hopefully more and more people get to know this. That's why subscribing on YouTube is so important. That's why liking the stream, doing the thumbs up, that's why even commenting and sharing really helps me out, because the more I get seen, the more I can be out there, and the more even just people leaving little tips here and there gets me noticed, and more and more at that point I'll be online more and more as things progress through the Dakotas and Minnesota. So I'm not going after the headlines per se. I'm just I'm watching the Dakotas, I'm watching Minnesota, and that's what happens. And some of these other guys have got a bigger budget because they've been around a little bit. But that's how it goes. I digress. Guess who knows the areas? Guess who has a little better feel for some of these areas? And the more I watch these areas, the better I'll be. Whereas these guys will jump around from places to places. So anyway, all right, we've continued to watch this area north of Montrose. Looking a little better as far as couplings go. So it's looking like more of a wind damage event. So it's still going to need to be monitored for the possibility of tornadoes, but the winds are beginning to pick up all along this. So we're getting a good punch of strong wind being blasted out from this thing. So areas in Madison and Wentworth and Chester, this area in through here now, looks like it's going to be blasting to the north and to the east. A little bit of some areas of rotation. Like I said, you never know when within these storms, as they're moving so quickly, that you could see a brief drop down of a tornado. So they need to be watched as far as that's concerned, even though there might not be currently. I mean, there's about a couple of couplets in there that need to be monitored. And then, maybe this one northwest now, Ramona, as well, as we continue to kind of watch that area. But that's what's going to happen. These storms are going to punch and move quickly at times, and that's when they become dangerous, because you never know when they're just going to quickly drop a storm, drop a tornado, like that one. What was it? North or Garden City? What town was it? Andover. Just a quick storm, quick brief tornado that dropped down, and a few weeks ago, and that's basically what's going on here. Thanks, appreciate it. Tell more people, like, subscribe. Do me a lot of good. All right, let's check back in with Lake Madison here. Yeah, some definitely, obviously the clouds are quite low here. Running through Lake Madison. As these storms continue to move in that direction, so I would suspect here shortly this camera is going to be overcome with some rain and wind. So right there is Madison. Lake Madison, I believe, is just south of there. And then we've got this area just south of there, kind of moving, let's see here, to the northwest, or northeast, excuse me. Yeah, here we've got a little bulging area once again. Some warm rear flank downdraft winds once again pushing, so a little bit of a notch in there. So we've got a little bit of a spin up once again just south of Madison. That bears watching. Yeah, even more of a outpush, even more of a bulge here as this continues to move, and a number of them here. We've got that one there, that one pushing out here. So that's where we've got numerous little areas that need to be watched as far as the possibility of tornadic activity. So we had reported of a thunderstorm wind damage at 1:55 in Salem in McCook County. Mayor of Salem reported that power is out throughout the town, run through Salem. So those winds push through there, down southwest of here. So there are those reports, and there's those strong winds heading towards Madison and Wentworth, Chester, maybe Colton, Coleman, Rutland, Nunda, Ramona, and then we continue to watch maybe several areas of rotation within that line that are concerned right now. And then also just this broader area to the north and north of Ramona. So generally speaking, we're watching these storms as this line of storms as they are expected to move to the northeast and into that moderate area throughout the afternoon and evening hours. We've got some strong low-level jet here at south-southeast and a strong mid-level winds going south-southwest, and really pushing into these areas here throughout the afternoon and evening hours. So as these progress and move into that more moderate area, I mean, things are only become actually more dangerous as we go into the afternoon hours. So be sure to tune in. Be sure to share this page, hit the share button so that people know that they have somewhere to tune in, that there's somebody here that's going to be watching, and not only today, but in the future as well, when just even maybe some not quite as strong stuff is out there, but you're still concerned because, let's face it, people are still out there, and they're camping, or they've got a mobile home, or what have you. They're at the lake cabin, they're out in a boat, they're traveling, they want to know what's going on. So thankfully, the other good thing, the one good thing about not a lot of people when they view is you have your chance to ask a question here, and it will be answered. I guarantee you that. If you got any questions, I'll have an answer for you. So maybe you're down the line here out a ways, and you're concerned about what the remainder of the night's going to be. Go ahead and ask away, and we'll take a look at it for you. Well, right now we continue to watch these areas south of Madison. And here is Madison Lake still. A bit more of a lowering just off the screen here. That bears some watching. Yeah, a little lowering here, just maybe just east of the lake. You see the motion in these clouds as they sort of roll through the area. Switching back to the radar for now as I take a look at the other one. Yeah, look at these. Almost makes you dizzy watching them as they quickly move overhead. Oh yeah, it is. I bet it is, Caden. Probably take some shelter in there. Make sure you're in your lowest part of your building as these storms move through. It's coming up to you right now. You just never know, and so the best thing is just to take that precaution, be in the lowest part of your building, an interior building, and just be ready as these storms move through. And once they do, just let me know what you heard. Let me know what you saw after you're in the clear here in a bit. I mean, they are moving quickly, so they'll be moving through Madison shortly. So hang in there, Caden, and it'll be through here shortly. But here is Lake Madison, Hillside Resort. Okay, so this looks like this is just southeast of Madison. Trying to get to know these areas a little better. Lake Madison is southeast of Madison, and so these storms are not quite there yet, but it's close. It's coming up quickly here. A couple of areas of rotation now, just south of Madison. At the very least, we're looking at some strong winds pushing in of 60 mile per hour or greater. Coming through Madison, Coleman, Nunda, maybe eventually into Flandreau and Trent Del Rapids. But this is the main line that we're watching. We also have some more severe thunderstorm warnings further to our north as we switch over to the Aberdeen radar real quick here. Test. Well, apparently I have video, or I have audio. But I don't have. Why do I not have video? Well, great. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Lose the video. Goddamn sense. Back. All right. Well, that was painful. Not sure what happened there at all. And not sure that I like this one. It's really, really close. A good look at my bald head is just what you're all wanting, I'm sure. All right, well, everybody, can you hear me? Hopefully you can hear me. That was bizarre. Not sure at all what happened there. And my one camera just completely went kaput, and it's a new one. Lord. Getting too old for this crap. I think that's what's happening. So here's the storm as it's rolling through Lake Madison right now, and you can see the trees blowing pretty good. Look at the motion in the clouds up there. looking pretty dark in Lake Madison. No wind at all. Well, that's good. Looking like these trees are. That's good in Madison, because as I'm looking at these trees, they're blowing a little bit. I mean, nothing too serious. But as we take a look out over the lake of Lake Madison, obviously wouldn't want to be out there at this point boating. So it looks like everybody's pretty much heeded that. Hard to tell if there's any hail associated with these or not. All right, so back to the radar. God, just everything hold together. I swear to God, I'm doing this with duct tape sometimes. So we've got this area now north of Sinai, southwest of Volga, heading to the northeast towards Bruce. You've also got these area of storms that are pushing eastward. They basically just covered it with a tornado warning at this point, meaning anything within there, I think, is just got a possibility of a brief spin up. So that's why they've got that issued the way it is. These are moving northeast at about 35 miles per hour. And then this northern one is moving north at about 45 miles per hour. So moving a little bit quicker north than the ones further to the south, which are moving eastward. And hopefully this, I don't really like this camera, but hopefully it stays together, because it's my wife's one, and if it breaks, then I'm really going to be screwed. Not sure what happened to the one that I just got, but I'm a little ticked about that one. So if you lose me here, we're just going to have to deal with just the audio. Because I have no backup at that point. So these line of storms continuing to just produce a tornado threat now in southeastern parts of South Dakota. This area will continue. Actually, I'm kind of curious about this area further to the south now, as I'm taking a look at it. Nothing crazy at this point. Maybe something a little bit higher up in the in altitude wise. But I guess given the environment right now, this area to the south will also need to be watching. In those areas, this is the type of scenario down in the south, if anything gets going there, where it would be stronger and a more violent type of tornado. So hopefully that does not become the case, but just something we'll have to watch as it, let's see, reaches into probably Harrisburg, Canton, even Sioux Falls is not completely out of the wood, and then into northwestern parts of Iowa and far southwestern Minnesota as this moves to the north and east. Then we've got this line of storms just east of Madison now, pushing eastward, where you could have just at any point, they basically just issued a tornado warning out, because anywhere within there, it could just have a brief spin up. So as you're looking at these storms out in Ward and Pipestone, Trent to Del Rapids, as they're coming towards you, just be mindful that we've got the potential for seeing a quick little spin up, and kind of what happened in South Dakota a while ago, a few weeks ago, as those storms quickly went through, is it was just enough to drop a tornado for a little bit and do some damage, do some good damage. Now you also, you've got this area further to the north, southwest of Volga, and between Volga and Sinai, northwest of Volga as well. So these areas that continue to be watched as we get one after another of those little waves, those areas that bulge outward and are just enough to cause a little bit of spin in the atmosphere. So we're coming up to Bruce and Esteline and Toronto and White. we'll put these back into motion just to help give me a better idea. Oh, wow. Boy. Will Rourke, the guy that's been kind of doing the storm chasing for me, is out there, sent me a nice short little video of a shelf cloud in Madison. So he was also in Madison, sitting at the right place, watching these storms go through. So he was sitting nice when it comes to storm chase mode anyway. All right. So I guess at this point, we're going to be looking at areas down into the southwestern parts of Minnesota now under the gun for the potential for tornadic activity as this area continues to move east and northward through time. So we're looking at Montevideo, Wilmer, Litchfield, Hutchinson, New Ulm, St. James, Jackson, Worthington, Laverne. Anybody in through here at this point. We'll be watching here over the next half hour as far as the potential for severe weather. I shouldn't say half hour. Over the next hour or two. For the potential for severe weather. Montevideo, Wilmer, Litchfield, Hutchinson. Here's that Lake Madison now at this point. But camera shaking a little bit there, but all in all, I believe at this point, it is through that area now, and they're pretty much in the clear. So I-29, if you're on I-29 pretty much from the Iowa border on northward, right now up to Watertown, Sisseton area, we've got some heavy storms running through. That are going to be creating some problems. You never know when some of these storms are going to have a spin up in with these. So that's why this large tornado warning is currently issued, is because the threat of just some brief spin ups in with that, along with this one further to the north. So we've got an area rotation right now southwest of Bruce, and also maybe an area that needs bears watching south of Volga. And I would say this one south of Bruce, closer to Bruce, is maybe a little more, maybe something that bears a little more watching than the other one. No CC drop, no correlation coefficient drop, at least in that one. Over the last few frames, so that's a good thing. But we got to watch this area as it's now heading towards Brookings. Brookings, you're going to be you're going to have to watch this area now as it's heading towards you, heading towards Brookings. Brookings, South Dakota. Watch out for this area moving into your area. There's some rotation associated with that. And then also just west-southwest of Bruce, an area of rotation that continues to move on into that area. So then we've got this larger tornado warning out, basically just covering covering this line and through here as it continues to move eastward, and the occasional little spin up that's going to be happening with these, and that's why this a particular tornado warning is issued, covering these storms as they push eastward quickly at 35 miles per hour. But right now, this is kind of the area to be watching, Brookings and Bruce. Well, here's Sioux Falls. Here are the storms running into Sioux Falls here in a bit. Hi, Aiden. Hope you're doing well camping in Wisconsin. Oh, shoot. Yeah, so these storms running into Sioux Falls at this point. Some lowering, some here it comes. Here comes the wind heading towards you at this point. So some fast-moving clouds as you really kind of take a look at them. A lot of motion to them. Hard to tell if there's any type of rotation, obviously, when you take a look at some of these storms. Oh, where's he at? Hold on. Got to take a listen to see where Aaron J-Jack is.
Move a little more east. It's getting shrouded in rain, the rotation.
Can't quite figure out where he's at. Storm chaser reported a funnel cloud south of Volga in Brookings County. Reported a brief funnel. So we continue to watch. There it is, just south of Volga. That was kind of the area we were watching, running into Brookings. Maybe doesn't look quite as bad, at least at the surface right now, but just be mindful running into Brookings. There was a little funnel cloud. Then you also have this area by Bruce, maybe just to the east of Bruce as well, moving to the northeast. And then here's that Sioux Falls cam once again. There's the storms running into Sioux Falls. So expecting some strong winds coming into Sioux Falls here shortly. Nice, some decent lowerings showing up there. So there's that line coming up into Sioux Falls, and that area down by Lennox and Worthing continues to, maybe even south of there by Beresford, but just some areas bear watching here. Hold on one second. Hey, Will, you're online? Okay, I'll run over there.
Big RT punch coming around, guys. Here it comes.
All right, there's Will. We'll turn him down just a smidge. Trying to figure out where he's at here. But it seems like as I'm watching some of these streams out there, more and more more and more they're getting excited about what they're seeing out there. Okay, so he's in Brookings. This is Will. This is in Brookings.
I'll try to reposition better, and then I'll hop back on here shortly.
Okay, well, we'll keep an eye on Will here and see what he gives us here after a bit. But he is currently in Brookings now. We had a little funnel cloud just southwest of him, as there was looking a little better rotation in there earlier. And then that area by Bruce, not looking quite as interesting as it was before. Okay, but they did reissue this because of that funnel cloud. So storms which prompted the warning and moved out of the warned area, therefore that particular one has been canceled. But then we've got this western Brookings County at 2:33. A tornado-producing storms were located along the line from Esteline to near Bruce, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. Weather spotters confirmed a tornado near Sinai at 2:19. So we had a radar or a confirmed tornado down here by Sinai, as that area was kind of heading towards that Brookings area, which looks a little bit better now. Then there was also a report of a funnel by south of Volga. So those areas, like I said, maybe looking a little less ominous at this point, but. And then let's see, by Madison and Lake County, a report of a funnel. So we're getting reports of funnels with these, and maybe some brief tornadoes as well, as these storms continue to move to the north and east here throughout the afternoon. So this is the type of afternoon we're looking at, where you got these storms, you got this rain, and then all of a sudden it's going to be dropping a tornado. And it obviously it's a lot to keep up on at times, so we try our best. Here's the view in coming into Sioux Falls at this point, as some strong winds associated with that storm are now rolling through. But right now it is not warned. However, I would expect there to be some stronger winds, to some gusty winds to run through Sioux Falls here shortly. And it is an area that we're going to have to continue to keep an eye on. So this is looking south and east in Sioux Falls. All right, and here we've got this another tornado warning here for this area, northeast, likely northeast to Esteline. So at 2:36, so a few minutes ago, issued a tornado warning for western Dual County, eastern Hamlin County, southeast Grant, and southeast Codington until 3. A severe thunderstorm capable of reducing a tornado was located near Poinsett Colony, or 8 miles north of Esteline, moving northeast at 65 miles per hour. Tornado in quarter-size hail. This is a radar-indicated rotation. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter, mobile homes, and be damaged or destroyed. This dangerous storm will be near Clear Lake and Goodwin at 2:45. Altamont, Turnerville, Bullhead Lake, School Lake, and Lake Alice around 2:50. Other locations include Ravillo, Strandberg, LaBolt, and Elby. So make sure you take cover. Move to a basement interior room at the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows, and if you're outdoors or in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. So there you are, continuing to watch this area just north of Esteline, moving towards Clear Lake, Altamont, Ravillo, moving quickly to the northeast at 65 miles per hour. So they're going to be coming up on these areas really quick. They're moving fast. And then you've got this area further to the south. We'll see here. This is valid until for about 20 more minutes. And then this area in Sioux Falls continues to just bear a little bit of watching here through over the next few minutes. And you can see it. You can see it bowing out a little bit. And man, if there would be any trouble at this point, you know, it would be kind of within this area. So we're gonna watch these storms as it moves through Sioux Falls here with what could be a wall cloud forming and moving through that area. Here's that radar. So just coming into Sioux Falls at this point, probably some strong gusty winds. Man, it bears watching. I don't know, even though there's not any type of warning out issued with it. I think you'd want to take cover and just definitely you don't want to be outside in this. You definitely don't want to be outside when this is coming through. All right, let's see here. Also, just make sure you follow along on my Twitter feed, Region WX, and I will make sure and retweet any kind of information or any kind of interesting photos, videos that I'm seeing out there. I don't always like to put them online just because people get gets a little bit of a touchy subject with that. But with these cameras, they're public. Man, you can see the storm motion. Looks like they're trying to. I don't know why they're moving it this way. Maybe because I guess the best potential for anything would actually probably be buried within the rain at this point. But look at the storm motion with this. Look at the clouds as it's rolling through. This is rolling through Sioux Falls right now. Thanks, Kathy, for liking. I appreciate it. Please, as always, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button. That's a good reminder to me. I do appreciate everybody that's following along. That means a lot to me. So I do appreciate you being there. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and that means the world to me. Give her the old thumbs up. Train spotter reported a funnel cloud in Esteline in Hamlin County. Looks like this is buffering a little bit, so we'll let that kind of do its thing here. Go back to the radar. All right, now they've issued a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for that Sioux Falls area. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and half-dollar size hail. Hail damage to vehicles is expected along with roofs and sidings and trees. This will be near Harrisburg at 2:50, Ellis and Lake Elvin Recreation Area at 2:55, and Rowena at 3 p.m. Other locations includes obviously Sioux Falls, Brandon, Crooks, Renner Valley, Springs, Corson, Garrettson, Sherman, and Palisades State Park. Don't forget, tornado watch remains in effect until 6 p.m. for northwestern Iowa, southwest Minnesota, southeast South Dakota. In the meantime, speaking of, I believe there's going to be another tornado watch here showing up here to the northeast of this one. The Weather Service, we'll see, give this a bit of time to update here, but at this point it looks like we've got a new tornado warning coming out to the northeast here shortly to include these storms that are now kind of moving through the north end. Hello? Okay, where are you at? I'm sorry. Elkton? Okay. Okay. All right. I should maybe just put him on. Maybe I should just put him on speakerphone. So. All right. There's Will. He's in Elkton, South Dakota. Better feel for where that's at. Right, so that is just east a little bit and a little bit south of Brookings, right by the Minnesota border. And this is Sioux Falls. So we've got Mike near Brookings.
We've got something trying to kick up right now.
Or excuse me, not Mike, Will. I would like to adjust what I'm seeing here, but I'm afraid my whatever is going on is going to freeze, and I don't want that to happen. But this is Will. He is in Elkton, which is just southeast of Brookings. So he's repositioning there. Meanwhile, you've got this area that's running through Sioux Falls right now. Again, some crazy storm motion in through there. Turn that down a bit. So we'll watch these storms here as they now run through Sioux Falls. There is a severe thunderstorm warning out for them at this point, as that area now is continuing to push through. And look at the little lowering here. Look at the motion in with this as that it kind of rotates out, and what was just interesting little lowering. Maybe it's a bit of a wall cloud here that needs to be watched. That's an interesting. Let's see here. See what see where Will's at. Will's dealing with a bunch of rain right now, trying to stay with these. These storms are moving quickly, guys, and so that's the problem a lot of times with these. When they're moving so fast, it's so hard. You're repositioning constantly. And you're constantly trying to stay out ahead of it or stay with it. Oh, look at that. Something tipped over there. A little trailer tipped. Had a little trailer tipped over there. And then we've got to continue to watch this area run through the Sioux Falls. And look at that. Look at the rain come down. You can just imagine all the strong gusty winds with that. Look how quick that's moving through. So some strong winds, and who knows what's back there, man. Look at that. Look at that run through Sioux Falls. Holy cats. I'm glad they're zooming in on that. Someone's paying attention with the camera down there. Look at that motion. Look at the rain just go flying to the east. Man, you're definitely going to be dealing with some strong winds with this. Watch out for some damaging winds that this looks like it is pushing through quickly. And then you just never know when something like that spins up a tornado. That's for sure. That's pretty cool. Oh, here's the winds. Watch this now here as it goes through. Watch everything shake on this cam. Yep, now they got to point it down. Now they got to be safe with it. They're pointing it downward. Obviously, they're concerned about their camera getting damaged. Sioux Falls in Minnehaha County. Obviously, in Sioux Falls, report hail of a quarter size, so 1 inch. And then Harrisburg in Lincoln County. Train spotter reported hail of a quarter size, so about the size of a quarter, so 1 inch in diameter. There they pulled up the camera again. Wow, look at that. It got dark in there, didn't it? Just trying to watch the trees here to see how much they move. This is in Sioux Falls that we're watching. And let's see what Will's got out there. This is near Brookings, kind of near that Elkton, South Dakota, right along the Minnesota border. As always, please go ahead, and if you got any questions, depending on where you're at, we don't have a ton of viewers on here, so that means better for you. So if you got any questions as far as the severe weather goes, go ahead and type them into the chat. There is a chat in there somewhere. Hopefully you can find it, and then just go ahead and ask away, or at the very least, just let me know where you're watching from. That's always nice to hear. Keep me a little company here as we continue to watch these storms roll through South Dakota and now entering into Minnesota, southwestern parts of Minnesota. And at this point, it looks like things are getting better here in Sioux Falls now once those storms move through. But wow, that was pretty fun to watch as that storm rolled quickly through Sioux Falls. So here's where we're at regarding the warnings at this point. And we've got a severe thunderstorm warning. Again, just kind of through that Sioux Falls area heading towards Hills and Laverne and Steen. We've got a tornado warning further to the north here, and that is valid until, that is 3 p.m., so for another 5 minutes or so. And that was because what we were seeing in there a little bit earlier were these little lines, little jiggly lines in there where storms could develop into tornadoes at any point. And then we've got this one now in particular west of Altamont. That's very concerning, actually. So just north of Clear Lake, coming up to Millbank, west of Marietta, coming up to Albee, Revillo, LaBolt, Strandberg. And this is moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. So northwestern Dual County, southeastern Grant County, until 3:30 p.m. at 2:55, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near School Lake or 11 miles northwest of Clear Lake, moving northeast at 50. This is radar indicated rotation. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught outside. Strandberg at 3:05, Revillo, Stockholm, LaBolt, and Albee at 3:10. Other locations include Millbank. And I'm just kind of waiting to see if Will can get back online here. That's what happens a lot of times. You lose the feeds. But let's see here. Yeah, let's move over. We got to move over to the Aberdeen radar, obviously. Get a little better look at that one. And there it is, northwest of Altamont, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. So it's going to be up in Millbank here in no time. Revillo, Marietta, Bellingham, Ortonville. There's a good little couplet associated with that particular storm at this point. Marker there. I can't see anything in definitive on the correlation coefficient at this point. But nonetheless, a good bit of rotation showing up in there. Good bit of rotation showing up in there. Let me know where Detroit Lakes. Yes, good to have you watching in Detroit Lakes. We're going to have to be watching you here shortly, as we're expecting another tornado watch that's going to be basically going right through your area. In fact, I'm trying to figure out when. For some reason, not showing up on this thing. So here's the new tornado watch, basically from Redwood Falls over to Watertown. I'll adjust this. And from Redwood Falls over to Watertown and up through St. Cloud, Alexandria, Brainerd, coming up including Fergus Falls, just south of Bemidji, and between Bemidji and Hibbing is where that tornado watch is located. So tornadoes are high. The likelihood of EF2 or plus tornadoes is high. A severe wind is high. Everything is high. Everything's off the charts on this particular storm system. This is a particularly dangerous situation. This is a PDS tornado watch with this one. And so folks, we got to be watching out now here. I mean, this isn't obviously over with by any means. And for some reason, this little guy doesn't want to update it, but there is a tornado watch up and through here throughout this moderate area. And it's a particularly dangerous situation with that. Primary threats obviously include several tornadoes, a few intense likely, widespread damaging winds and scattered significant gusts to 80 miles per hour is likely. Widespread large hail with 2.5 inches in diameter. So it's not over by a long shot at all. Not by a long shot. It's we've only just begun here tonight. So we're watching this area south of Strandberg as it heads to the north and east at 50 miles per hour. So LaBolt, Albie, Millbank, you're in the path of this storm as it quickly moves to the north and east here over the next few minutes. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning north of that. Really any of these areas in through here throughout the night have got to be watched. You never know when something's going to spin up within these. Pull back to the one panel and kind of give you an idea. So that tornado watch basically comes up in through here. So all these storms, as we let's put this into motion. You can see how these storms are progressing and why the moderate risk is in through here. You can see where the tornado watch is essentially right in through this area. So note how this is rotating counterclockwise through this area. So you've got the general storm motion in a counterclockwise motion anyway. You've got the low essentially located right down here at this point, spinning around and helping create that motion. So we're going to continue to see severe thunderstorm warnings. We're going to continue to see tornado warnings here throughout the late afternoon hours. So make sure you're watching. Make sure you're sharing this channel. Make sure you're watching this. Share this channel. Let people know. Especially please on YouTube, hit the share button, hit the like button, hit the thumbs up, subscribe. All that helps this channel basically get noticed, so that when people have somewhere that they want to go to, this basically it'll highlight it, and then when people are poking around and looking for weather information, that's the better chance that my page will pop up. So the more that happens, especially on YouTube, the better. Just because then that information gets out there and people have a place to turn to as we continue to watch this area. Now coming up to LaBolt and Albie and Millbank, we're watching this area rotation a little bit broader now than it was before, maybe not quite as tight. However, it still bears watching. Let's see how. No. Again, thanks for everybody for watching. I do appreciate it very much. But I'm here to help you guys out. So let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what you're concerned about. Boy, again, now this latest scan looks a little more interesting here. Coming up in between Strandberg and LeBolt. Take cover now. Get in your lowest. Make sure you're in the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. Get in the basement or into your room. And if you're outdoors in a mobile home and a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. One thing somebody mentioned that I always thought was a good idea, shoes, man. Just have shoes with. Have your shoes on, because you never know if just the wrong thing happens at the wrong time. That at least you have some shoes on. Now, just the other thing I don't really want to completely do is just take the precautions and get in the lowest part of your building. Get in the interior room. Have your little phone with. Be watching me so you know when you're in the clear. As we continue to watch these storms, and just take the precaution, and generally everything will be okay. You'll be fine. Just take those precautions. That's the best you can do. It's always hard to. You want to sound the alarm bell without. I know there's people that just get nervous, and this is the type of information that the nervous people really tend to hone in on, just because they're looking to see what's going on. So just keep watching. I'll tell you where the areas are that bear watching the most. If I mention your area, definitely, just then you need to be nervous. But otherwise, just as these storms approach, just take cover and get in the lowest part of your building, get in the interior building, and just do what needs to be done. But we're gonna continue to watch these storms as they move to the northeast, and anywhere from Fergus to Alex to St. Cloud, it's going to be coming up onto that I-94 corridor, basically from Fergus, and eventually including that Detroit Lakes area. You're going to be kind of on the western edge of that, of this line here. So Detroit Lakes, it's going to be close. You're going to be seeing some storms more than likely. The tornadic stuff, I believe, will be probably just to your east, but it'll be close. So we're continuing to watch these areas, all throughout in through here now, throughout the later part of the afternoon. But right now, the main area we really need to be watching is this LeBolt area and Albalee, coming up to Millbank, moving northeast at about 50 miles per hour. So they're moving quickly. You might be seeing some rain, and then all of a sudden, there's a truck rolling over you. So just take the precautions, get out ahead, or get into your building ahead of time. Are you back on?
I got a tornado.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'll be on.
Okay. All right, where's he at? He's got a tornado. Will, where are you? Will, where are you? Okay. Left screen. Get him potted up. Okay, he says he's got something.
This was just about to touch down right here. This right here. You can kind of see it spinning still, but it was getting pretty close to touching the ground.
Must be these are the type of storms, folks. This is what happens.
Let me reposition. You could go back on my live and see that it's getting real close to touching the ground. I'm trying to reposition again. Let me see where
We'll have to go back and check out to see if I can find out what he had up there. Oh, that's the problem. That's the problem with these storms, man. They happen quick. They happen so fast. And by the time you got your signal up, all of a sudden it's touchdown and it's gone. Oh, okay. All right, look at that motion, guys. Holy cow. Look at the motion in these clouds. All right, that's Will Rourke. I'm trying to figure out where exactly he's at. Obviously very windy.
All right, I'm going to keep blasting north because it looks better over there. But go back on my live. You'll see that big white funnel cloud that came up.
Oh, lost you. Hopefully he wasn't about to tell me. All right, so we're continuing to watch this area south of Millbank, and then they've also issued another warning here for this area by Marvin as well. So located near Marvin and 13 miles west of Millbank, moving north at 50 miles per hour. This will be near Summit and Marvin around 3:15 and Wilmont at 3:25. So make sure and take caution. Move to the basement and interior room and lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. And if you are outdoors or in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. You know anybody from Holiday that's willing to sponsor me? That would be great. I don't know. Trying to figure out where he's at. I don't know if he told me when the, you get these feeds that die like that, they pause. That happens, and hope that's not when he told me where he was at. But eventually, when he drops off, I'll see if anybody can go to him or is friends with him. We'll have to check him out and see if we can go back to his feed and find that funnel. So in Brookings, South Dakota, 8 northeast of White, reports a severe thunderstorm gust of 64 miles per hour. That was as of about 20 minutes ago. Hail a few minutes ago in Minnehaha County and Rowena. The National Weather and Service employee reported 1-inch hail. I guess that corrects a previous report. I'll just do it on the computer. Leave it open. Okay. My wife's trying to see if she can find Will's information for me. Let's see here. I'm just looking to see what other reports are out there. We'll check around on the storm chasers. Again, appreciate everybody for coming on. Please make sure you subscribe and like and all that fun stuff. Hit the old thumbs up button. that is much appreciated whenever you do that. That helps get my page noticed, and helps warn people. I mean, really, that's what this is about. We got to be watching this. We got to be watching these storms here throughout the afternoon. We've got this one south of Marvin coming up to Wilmot and Corona. That is tornado warned. We got this area north of LaBolt coming up on Millbank. And then west of Nassau. Can you find it? So yeah, south of Millbank. In any of these areas in through here, this is, I mean, okay, now we've got this other tornado warning down closer to Sioux Falls, down in southwestern parts of Minnesota. Let's see here. Yeah, somewhere in Brookings, but I don't know where. I think he was moving northward, so I'm not sure where exactly he wound up going to. At 3:14, severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located around Sherman Valley Springs, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. Locations include Blue Mountain State Park and Hardwick. That always concerns me when you're talking about a state park, people camping. Hopefully they're out of there for the weekend, for the long weekend, and they've known this was coming. I mean, hopefully people knew this was coming and took the precaution, but at any rate, make sure you're moving to a basement or interior room of your lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows, and if you are outdoors or in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. So now this is in the far southwestern parts of Minnesota now, coming up into Minnesota, north of I-90. We're watching this area move into Minnesota now. So we've got this area that's kind of jetting out like this. So probably right in through here is the most likely area that the Weather Service is watching. And they're concerned with that area that kind of bulged out to the northeast, so that's likely why they issued that particular tornado warning. Then you've got all these further to the north. South of, got that one now coming up to Millbank. They reissued that one basically. So for northwestern Big Stone County, southeastern Roberts, and northeastern Grant, at 3:14, severe thunderstorm capable of reducing tornado was located near Millbank, moving north at 60 miles per hour. Moving 60 miles per hour, guys. That is cruising. So, man, if you're northeast of there, just take precautions as soon as you can. You find it? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I'll take a look for it later. This dangerous storm will be near Big Stone County and Corona around 3:25. Lismore Colony, Big Stone Lake, Laguna Beach, and Bonanza Grove around 3:30. Other locations include Clinton, Berry, Big Stone Colony, and Graceville. That's good. Otherwise, the fan gets kind of loud. So we're continuing to watch this whole area now as it continues to move to the north and west here through the late afternoon and evening hour. Here's the latest model run, and here's our storms. Basically kind of down in through here at this point. It obviously didn't pick it up the best, but this is sort of the motion that it's expected to run through here over the next several hours as it pushes to the north and east. So we're running into St. Cloud here eventually after 6, basically right along the I-94 corridor sometime after 6 p.m. Actually, it'll reach some of the northern areas a little bit sooner than that. So Fergus Falls just touching Fargo. Fargo is going to be close, maybe Detroit Lakes as well. And then coming up to like Mahnomen, Waban, and then northeastward from there, you're talking into Brainerd and Bemidji, as well as we get into the evening hours. And then further south, once you get down into the cities by 7 o'clock or after, you still got the potential for some severe storms running through the cities with some strong gusty winds and some hail, and can't rule out the possibility of an isolated tornado there as well. Now, these storms are going to quickly move to the north and east, and by about 9 p.m. tonight, it's pretty much most of the way through the state, and by 10, all you have left is pretty much the Arrowhead region, and hopefully by that time, most of the storms are not severe anymore. So we've got probably about a good 6-7 hours yet of these storms, watching these storms before we're probably completely in the clear. But the next few are the critical ones. The next few are the most critical ones as we watch these storms now continue to rotate to the north and east. So we've got this one just right around Millbank. So if you're around Millbank at this point and points northward, coming up to Clinton and Ortonville, Barry, Graceville, Clinton, all you guys are now within the path of this particular storm. I believe this is what crossing into. This is 75. I believe this is Highway 75. It's now east of the interstate, east of I-29, about to cross into Minnesota. You've also got this area further to the north that is at this point a severe thunderstorm warned, but maybe even a little bit of rotation showing up in this just southwest of Collie. So Collie and Dumont and Wheaton will need to be watching out for you at this point, because it looks like the potential of even a little bit of rotation in there right now. So you've got this area in Millbank heading to the north at 50 miles per hour, and then potentially this other area that would be bearing some watching here near Collie as well, heading into that Dumont area. So all of you from Elbow Lake, Fergus Falls, Alex, Glenwood, Benson, Wilmer, eventually you're all going to be under the gun for these storms. And I guess that's where we keep talking. Share this page, get people to know about it, so that I don't know how much. I'm not sure how much the news or how much the Weather Channel or your local station is covering. But I'll be right here covering this throughout the night. So, and then you've got those people that they just need to have that assurance of what's going on. They need to watch, and so right now we're watching Millbank, north and Millbank, moving northeast, close to Ortonville and Clinton. There's maybe another area just southwest of Collis, I guess it's called, not Collie, coming up on Dumont. It's not tornado warned, but just an area to, I guess, just watch at this point. And then you also have this area south of LaBolt, moving into Ravillo and Abbey. So several different areas to be watching here at this point. Oh, all right, we got to switch down to this radar now. Looks like we got a confirmed. Public confirmed tornado east of Sherman at 3:14. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught outside. So a confirmed tornado east of Sherman now at this point. Coming up to Hardwick. So this storm is moving east-northeast. It says northeast at 35 miles per hour. Damaging tornado. Locations include Hardwick and Blue Mounds State Park. So I hope everybody had a plan in the state park to get out of there early. because right now there was a confirmed tornado in association with this particular storm. So repeat, the tornado is on the ground. Take cover now. Tornado is on the ground, they are saying, with this storm. So move to a basement, an interior room, or lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows, and if you're outdoors in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself. So we need to be watching. We need to be watching this area coming up to Hardwick at this point, as they had a confirmed tornado on the ground. That's nice. Egerton, Crystal? Egerton? Is that South Dakota, Minnesota? Or is it Edgerton by chance? I'm going to guess you're talking Edgerton, just kind of southeast of Pipestone. I'm going to assume that's probably where you're taking a look at or where you're asking about. Yet you're going to have to watch out if you are in Edgerton, if this tornado continues. See if we can get a better look somewhere else. It's a little hard to figure out where exactly in there. But they are saying a tornado is on the ground with this storm. So you're going to, Hardwick and Edgerton. Minnesota, you're going to have to be watching out. It's going to be crossing across Laverne here. So that's Highway 75 at this point. Coming across Highway 75, so make sure you are taking precautions with this storm as it continues to move to the east. Also crossing Highway 23. Moving, let's see here, moving close to Hardwick at this point. And it might very well, I think it's probably rain wrapped in through here. Really, really tough to tell on this, but given they said there is, it was a confirmed tornado, I gotta believe that's probably the most likely area at this point as I'm looking at it, where the potential tornado could be. So coming up to Hardwick, possibly into Edgerton, Leota, Kenneth, you guys are all going to have to be watching out for this particular storm. Meanwhile, we continue to watch this area just southwest or south of Clinton, moving towards Graceville and Barry. So we've got this area right in through here. Well, it looks like we also had a report of an inch hail earlier today. Maybe even this area by Ortonville might have a little bit of rotation in it as well. We had an area south of LaBolt. It doesn't look quite as interesting anymore. I would imagine that's probably going to be allowed to expire here. And then I believe I just saw we had another tornado warning issued. A severe thunderstorm warning. So on top of that tornado warning, a severe thunderstorm warning for northern Rock County, northwestern Nobles, Murray County, southeastern Pipestone until 4:15. At 3:26, severe thunderstorm located along a line from Trotsky to near Beaver Lake. Moving northeast at 40. Has 70-mile-per-hour winds and half-dollar size hail. This is radar indicated. So Trotsky around 3:30, Edgerton 3:35, Hardwick and Blue Mountain State Park at 3:40, and Woodstock at 3:45. And as always, please let me know maybe after the storm has passed. If you're watching, just type in the little chat and let me know. Let me know what you saw, what you felt, what you noticed as these storms rolled past you. Just to kind of give me a little bit of an idea and give other people who are watching a bit of an idea of what's going on out there, as that will help them out as well. Just so if we can tell them, kind of give an eyewitness report of what people are seeing in specific locations. There's that tornado, the public reported tornado that briefly touched down 5 south-southwest of Jasper in Rock County, Minnesota. So just south of Jasper. And so that's what essentially has prompted that tornado warning. And really, really, really difficult to tell then at that point where that specific storm might be. It might be just on the edge, just south of Trotsky at this point. These storms are moving quick, guys. They're moving so fast. They're moving so fast. There's that funnel cloud near Esteline in Dual County. We had a funnel cloud here as well. Another one, a couple of them. So both in the same spots. Reports of funnel cloud further to the north of Brookings. So we've got tornado warning here, probably just east of Bellingham, coming up on Lewisburg, Appleton. Probably associated with this area roughly right in through here, just south of Appleton, coming up to Hancock eventually, and then this area just southwest of Clinton. Looks like we still have a little bit of rotation left in through there. We're coming up on Barry and Graceville as well. Along with this, I mean, even if you don't get, even this area near Wheaton and Dumont bear a little bit of watching the way it looks. At the very least, you're going to be seeing some strong gusty winds associated with this as they move to the northeast. So they're moving quicker. They're going to pick up some speed here now. And as they do so, just have a plan in place. Be ready to, take shelter as long as you're in an interior part of a building, the lowest part of a building, a strong, sturdy building. For the most part, you're going to be okay. But just take those precautions just in case something does happen, and do what needs to be done, and go into the lowest part of your building, and keep watching, and I'll let you know if there's anything that we're specifically keeping an eye on as these roll through now over the next several hours. Coming up to Fergus, to Alexandria, Elbow Lake, Glenwood now, here over the next hour or so. So you're going to be watching these storms roll through, eventually Wadena and Detroit Lakes and Park Rapids as well. Those are a little bit further out. But right now, basically anybody in through here, at this point, is going to need to be watched for the potential for some tornado warning cells moving through. And then as we look a little bit further south, we're going to be watching that south end of that line. I was a little nervous of that earlier coming through, as the potential of some tornado touching down there as well, just because when you get down to that south end, and you kind of get those discrete cells, those cells that are able to just be out on their own, those are the ones that really get tricky. Those are the ones that that can really pack a punch. So we'll continue to watch this whole line here, and I'm just trying to get through Will's last video and see if I can't figure out where he saw a funnel. 113 mark. What's the temperature in Edgerton? Oh man, that's a deep dive question. I would say your temperature is probably right around 77 degrees with dew points around 69. So we're watching, let's see, this area southwest of Appleton coming up now just west of Holloway as these areas move to the north and east. At about moving north at 80 miles per hour, they're saying now. Holy cats. I mean, that's there's no way you'll even see these coming. They're just moving so fast, and they're going to be buried in the rain. So you're already in the rain for those of you in Hancock and Morris and Chokio, and then all of a sudden you're going to be hearing maybe a storm, a tornado roll overhead. So just get inside, take the precaution now. Because these things are moving. They're moving so fast. 80 miles per hour is what they're saying this particular storm is moving. That is fast. I mean, you can't even storm chase that one. Here we got a storm wind gust in Madison a little while ago, about an hour ago, of 63 miles per hour. We're starting to see some wind gusts show up in there. Then we continue to watch this one that had a tornado warning or an observed tornado in it back here by Jasper. Coming up to Hardwick. This one's valid until 3:45, so about another 9 minutes. 9 minutes. Moving to the northeast at 35 miles per hour. This will be including Hardwick and Blue Mounds State Park as these storms continue to move to the northeast. Pipestone, let's see here. Pipestone, they're running through you right now. At this point, I don't see anything more than probably just some strong winds. Maybe some hail as well. Looks like associated with that. But once these storms that are moving through you right now are done, once they move through, that's it. You're in the clear. So let me know, Chevelle, what you're seeing, or what you saw once these storms move through the Pipestone region. So more than likely, you're going to be seeing some strong winds. You're going to be seeing some 70 mile per hour winds as they move through. As they're moving to the northeast, anywhere from 35 to 40 miles per hour. So these storms coming up to Lake Wilson, Chandler, Iona, Wilmot, Slayton, and then coming up to US Highway 59. So 70 mile per hour or 70 mile per hour wind gusts moving northeast at 40. And you can see as we kind of come back into Sioux Falls, some of the reports here, we had 70 mile per hour wind gusts, 1 inch hail, 63, 1 inch hail. So that's kind of what's been going through earlier up in Brookings. Camper was flipped on I-29 north of exit 121. This is just south of Brookings, about 9 southwest of Aurora in Moody County. So a report of a camper flipped on I-29 due to these storms that are rolling through these areas. So not only, obviously, I mean, you're concerned about mostly about tornadoes, but the other thing is that, these winds become so widespread that, the tornadoes obviously are in a smaller area, but then you're talking about the more widespread damage when it comes to these winds. Okay, they let that tornado warning drop now down there in southwestern parts of Minnesota. So we're just dealing with the stronger winds here in Edgerton, Slayton, Curie, Wilmot, and eventually coming up to Marshall, Cottonwood, Wabasso, Lamberton, Westbrook, Huron Lake, Worthington, and Adrian. All you guys will probably need to be watching for some strong winds. Here we've got a report in Brookings County, 8 northeast of White. Mesonet reported 64 mile per hour wind gusts.